Hi.
Nice to see you both. This is let's see, Karen and Gary. Karen and Gary, my husband Jeff, and I'm Mari.
Hi, Mari.
I feel like we're besties after our conversation.
I know,
That's
right? Yeah.
And Karen, and where are you guys located?
Antioch.
So San
Yeah,
Francisco.
no, you're neighbors.
We are? Well,
Antioch?
yeah,
It's not far.
that's true.
I mean, here we have Jill. She's in Oklahoma.
I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. All right. Then we're neighbors. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, in comparison. And here's Melissa. She's another neighbor.
Hi, all.
And
there.
Melissa works with us.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, here's downtown Sutter Creek.
Right there. Oh! Cutest town in America.
It's downtown Bora Bora.
Yeah,
It's not a fake backdrop. It's the real thing.
I don't care.
So, Mari, what's in the background?
Mount Otumanu. And this is the premier view for any of the resorts in Bora Bora.
Wow.
So Bora, just so you know, Bora Bora is actually located on a motu, and a motu is like a tiny little island. Where you're seeing Mount Otumanu is actually the island of Bora Bora. Right, the resort is on the motu, exactly.
Sounds great.
So yeah, it's a great background, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And what have you been doing, Jeff and Mari, while you're there so far?
Oh,
A lot of well, you know, this for us is partly work, but so we've been visiting a lot of the properties to see who's open and who's not open. They went through the COVID as well, and they've had a lot of setbacks.
some
So,
changes. What's interesting is the personnel are all the same. So that was wonderful that they retained most of the staff. You know, some of the restaurants, some of the stores had closed, unfortunately. But, you know, this is just COVID.
So you guys are very knowledgeable. You guys have been there a lot. This is
our 12th visit.
oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
we used to go to
All right.
Hawaii, but we changed our mind
Yeah.
and started coming here. This is much more authentic. Hawaii is a little more Disneyland. Here it's you have a real sense of place, but it's all about the water. It's about the blue sky and the blue water, and the people are super nice.
So
How's
when
the
we're on
parking?
vacation, we're not interested in the land of Costco and Walmart. We just, you know, and it's only 3 hours further than Hawaii.
How is the
Interesting.
snorkeling over there?
Perfect,
Okay.
absolutely perfect. The water's bath water, temperature, it's just lovely. Clear, there's no pollution here at all, none. So it's just a great place to get away.
Yeah, the water you see behind us is considered a lagoon. And what happens is the island, or which is behind you, is surrounded. I try to use the analogy of an egg, and the yolk is the island, and then the lagoon is all the white, and then on the outside there's a shell, which is the reef. And the reef keeps all the waves out. So what happens is when you look behind us, it's like a giant swimming pool. It's warm and clear, and the only waves are from boats.
Right, there's not crashing waves. I remember speaking to somebody that was concerned about the waves, and there just aren't any. So, which makes it really, really nice.
Wow. Can we go tomorrow?
Yeah.
Go in February.
Sure, sounds good.
Both.
Let's drink
No, but you know, we're just to let you know, the people that don't know Jeff and I, Jeff has recently joined me in travel, and this is my second career, Jeff's second career now. And I was actually recruited for a couple of years because we had traveled so much that, you know, it's one thing to work with a travel advisor that, you know, checks boxes and goes with the script. That's not who I am and not who we are. We know how to travel, and also we are consumers of travel. So a lot of times I know the questions and worries that you have because I used to have them myself. So that at least gives you a little bit of our background, and we do a lot of cruising, tons of all over the world, in addition to just French Polynesia. We do French Polynesia because it's Jeff's favorite place. And, but also my special interests are in different places all over the world.
So
That's good.
I've never been on a cruise ship that small with that few of passengers. What is different about that from your traditional big cruise?
You're not going to see the big production shows right there. You're just not. You're going to see
That's-
local entertainment. But right now, the way things are, once you go on a smaller vessel, it's going to be hard for you to go back to big.
Okay.
Because big is so impersonal, big is so big right now. And some of these ships go up to 5,000, 6,000 people. Once we started going on ships that are 1,000 passengers or less, we won't go back.
Oh, wow.
It's
You're
Okay.
gonna start recognizing people.
The service is better. Usually with the smaller ships, there's more inclusions. It's just I feel it's a better experience. Plus the fact, I think here's a real key. When you're in those big ships, they have to dock where container ships are docked.
Right.
When you're a smaller vessel, you get closer to where you want to be. And if you only have a day in one port, would you rather be in a bus for an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to the good stuff? Or would you rather be right where the good stuff is, or maybe 15 minutes away?
True.
So
Okay.
that's our rationale.
The other things that that you missed.
So it's blowing a little, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's windy here.
It's windy. But
Always, is it always windy or?
No. Earlier today, there was no wind at all.
Oh,
it's getting closer to sunset. As the sun goes down, then you get the winds
Mhm.
blow. So
But they're not winds like it's uncomfortable. They're actually
Like
really
Oklahoma? It's not wind like Oklahoma?
tornadoes.
Mhm.
What time is it in Tahiti right now?
Right now, it is 4:10, almost 4:10. It's 3 hours
4:10.
time difference. Mhm.
That's it. Same like Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's exactly Hawaii time. And it's so easy to get here. It's literally 3 hours further, and that's it.
It's one plane from LA, or is there a transfer
LA.
somewhere?
It's LA to the international airports in a city called Papeete on the island of Tahiti. And from Papeete, that's where you would pick up the cruise, and that's where the cruise ends as well. But there's other islands. And so a lot of times if people come early, for example, I usually tell people take the red eye in both directions, and they arrive early in the morning and then go to the domestic terminal, or they can go to the ferry. And it's a 30-minute ferry to the closest island, which is called Moorea.
and I think you also want to mention that this includes airfare.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to start? Do you want
Yeah,
to start?
I think, yes, because it's 7:09. So anybody that can't make it right now, I know, I will send this to them. So,
All right. So we're
let's-
going to have an intimate group, and I'm happy just to ask questions as we go. But we've already talked about the time difference. It's either, depending on daylight savings time, 2 or 3 hours different from Los Angeles. It takes about 8 hours in both directions. So 8 hours going, 8 hours coming back to fly directly to Los Angeles. They've just opened flights from San Francisco on United, and that just happened last week. So I'm not sure if the included air with Paul Gauguin is now including San Francisco. At one point it was before COVID, but since COVID it was not. And I don't know what their plans are. Language, they speak French Polynesian, French and English. Almost everybody speaks English here. We've been to 3 different resorts, and we have not had one issue with language at all. Currency, they have their own currency. It's called French Polynesian francs, and the abbreviation is XPF. And so it's similar to the euro relatively. And that's a whole discussion if you're ever interested in, then I can sort of tell you my cheat sheet for how to convert the money. Medical care, their medicine is based on France. So a lot of their doctors are French trained and from France itself, which is sort of reassuring, I think. Just wanted to also fill you in on the food. The cuisine here is wonderful. Everything is fresh. Their meats, though, come from usually New Zealand. Their fish, though, is all locally sourced. It's always delicious. They have wonderful things. If you like sushi, they have my favorite dish called poisson cru, which is a lovely fresh tuna salad with cucumbers and coconut and a whole bunch of yummy things that makes it really special. And it's very typical of being here in French Polynesia. It's known for vanilla. And in fact, we just bought some vanilla to give as gifts to people. And it's a perfect location, French Polynesia, for Jana's wine, which we have here. And today is National Rosé Day. So Jeff and I are going to be enjoying our wine. I hope you all have your wine, but we're going to enjoy ours and think of Scott and Jana.
We're gonna give a toast to Scott. And
Yes,
Jen.
let's cheers to Rosé Day.
That's
Rosé
it.
Day.
And this is one of our slides. You won't go thirsty on the ship. We're going to be bringing our own wines.
Right.
So
Cheers.
Nua.
I think everybody knows that it's not going to be the most, you're not going to get a lot of Tahitian wine over there. I mean,
There actually is Tahitian wine.
Oh,
and-
really?
Yeah, there is. I think it's worth trying just so you can say you did it and move on to enjoy Scott and Jana's. Another fun fact, and speaking about Hawaii, the number of people that come to visit French Polynesia in 1 year visit Hawaii in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So you can see how wonderful that is and how authentic that is. It's
Yeah.
just
Say that
the-
again, Mari, because I think that's really
Sure.
important.
The amount of people that visit French Polynesia in 1 year is the same amount of people that visit Hawaii in 3
Oh.
weeks. So,
It's very quiet here.
Sounds wonderful.
okay, so PowerPoint, Paul Gauguin. Let's talk about the cruise.
Okay, so, well, here's the ship. And this is the one that,
Here we go. Yeah, that's great.
That's it.
Yep, that's the Paul Gauguin. It has 165 suites. 70% are balconies. I do recommend that you splurge on a balcony. If you don't, I think you may be regretting it because it's really spectacular here just to sit on the balcony and watch the world go by in a beautiful place. There are no more than 330 guests. So you can see it's very intimate, very boutique feel. What I love also is there are so many inclusions. Your economy air, round trip economy air from Los Angeles is included. Gratuities are included, all the meals, all the entertainment. They have a special Motu, which is their little private islandette. That one day you spend the day doing that, and it's a lot of fun. They include spirits and specialty wines and all the beverages that you could ever
Yeah.
imagine. Okay, and they
are
also,
Mai Tais, are the Mai Tais, is that from that area?
Pina coladas, Mai Tais, anything with rum in it.
yeah,
They-
big rum here. So
Big rum.
Wi-Fi is included. They have 3 dining venues. They have a spa, fitness, and they have wonderful local excursions. The excursions, the spa would be additional. They also have scuba certification if anybody's interested in trying that.
Yeah, they have a marina on the back of the ship, and so when the ship, they can then lower the marina, and then from there you can do everything from kayaking, snorkeling, scuba diving. It's a
That's cool.
complete.
Is scuba diving extra,
Yes,
I think yes.
but everything else is included?
non-motorized sports are included. Anything with a motor, there's a fee.
Yeah. So if you do
So
a
these act because of the gas, probably.
well, just whatever. But you
Maintenance.
stand up paddle boards, kayaks, those kind of
Hobie
wave
cats
runners.
here. Yeah.
I
love
think
it.
there's a rental.
maybe.
I don't even know if they have Hobie cats.
Hobie cat. I don't know if they have one on the
Yeah.
back of the ship or not. But all
They
these
don't have
resorts-
Hobie cats? That's what you,
Not on the ship. I don't remember seeing it on the ship, but if you
Maybe.
ever want to do that, then maybe you would get a day pass at one of the resorts and use theirs.
well, Jeff sent us this picture of Hobie cats.
Yes. Well, because that not necessarily off the ship. That was probably from one of the resorts.
Oh, okay. Well, you can do that too at the resorts.
People stay before or after. It's a great activity. Diving with the rays and the sharks is really a fun thing to do.
With a picnic in the water.
They have what they call motu picnics, where they take you
Picnic in the water.
Yes.
in the water. They take like picnic tables and they put them in the water, like up to your maybe 2 feet, foot or two high, and you sit down at the table and they make fresh stuff. They usually barbecue some chicken, or they have fresh.
Wow.
Fresh fish. They have coconuts from the
And they
trees.
show you how they get the coconuts harvested. Baskets. It's very authentic. It's really it's the motu picnics are quite fun.
Wow.
Okay, so can you go back to the ship just so we can go through the slides and see if anybody has any questions? It's really a lovely ship. They have local entertainment that they bring on. And while you're on board, all the people looking
Well,
after
here's
you.
one with local entertainment.
Yeah, they're great. Very,
Yeah,
very
Back to
authentic.
your question about big ship versus small ship. Yeah, you're not going to go into a showroom with 1,000 people and have a Broadway production. You're going to have local people dancing and singing and
Using the ukulele.
yeah, and they even have ukulele lessons on the ship.
Jeff took those.
I took those.
Yeah.
That's how I started playing. There's no casino. Well, there's a tiny casino. I think they used to have one, but I don't know if that's still in there. So if you're into gambling and nightlife, it's probably not the ship for you. But it's all about the day, and it's all about the water, and it's all about how beautiful. And Mari said a balcony is almost a must, because everywhere you go, you look out and you see some beautiful sights. It's not like you're in the middle of the ocean. It's you really see beautiful stuff.
It's the real deal. And when you're in Bora Bora, your trick is you want to count 17 shades of blue. That's a real deal.
Oh,
So these are pictures. I'm not Bora Bora sunset.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
Bora Bora sunset.
Yeah, we're about to see Bora Bora sunset in real time.
so you're in Bora Bora right now.
Correct.
And so I'm going to look for that ship again.
And there's other islands around, some as part of the cruise you'll be visiting. Our favorite island is Morea, just because it's a true island, and if you stay there, you can rent one of their little cars and go around the island, and there's a couple bars and restaurants and beaches. It's really an easy, island to go around, and it takes how long to go?
Right. Hey, buddy. You're fucking 0-2 or 1-2, and then you beat him.
Oh, no.
Fucking get him the fuck out of there. Get him out of there.
What?
Hey,
Wait a minute,
Phil,
we might need to mute.
Phil and Jenny, you need, I guess they did mute. Oh, you muted.
I
it.
just muted him. I wonder what was going on there. We don't
Maybe they're
want to
talking
know.
about a game. Maybe it's a sports game of some sort. Who knows? So anyways,
Well,
Maria.
anyway, I want to show you this because this got my interest. I mean, look how beautiful
Nice.
the room would be.
Standard rooms are about 240 square feet. They're really comfortable. Again and again, treat yourself to the balcony if you can. But
Mari, how many balconies are left? Because I remember one of the other ones that we were going to do, we postponed it so we could have balconies because they're so important.
exactly. I don't have the count. I won't know until if somebody wants to reach out to me, I'll just call them and find out. But if you're interested, please just keep an eye on which category, maybe give me 2 choices. And then what I'll do is I'll pick the best room for you amongst those.
Yeah, 2022 cruises are filling up really
Very
quickly
fast.
because all the people that couldn't go in 2020 are now rebooking it. So
Yep.
They have vouchers that expire in
Yeah, I
22.
was asking
That's
Mara, I
part
said,
of
we need
it.
to book a ship, and she says, we're probably not gonna go till 2023 because there's so much pent up demand for.
We can't hear you very well, Jeff.
I'm saying there's a lot of pent up demand for cruises, and so it's gonna be very difficult. So this is not gonna be a kind of cruise you can wait till like 3 weeks beforehand and get added in. You're gonna
Yeah,
have to-
right. Well, again, people are, I mean, we could tell even at the winery, people are
Mhm.
coming in droves. I mean, everybody's
Yes.
ready to be
Right.
out there.
Okay, so
And-
this is a map that shows where the cruise begins and ends, and it all begins in Papeete. And you can see it's going to go along to Huahine. That's the H island, Huahine. And from Huahine, it goes to Taha, which is Jeff's favorite island. He loves Taha, but that is also where they have their motu. And then Bora Bora.
Well,
and I think it's
excuse me,
overnight.
Mari, what's a motu?
The motu is a little island. I call it an islandette, like a teeny tiny one. It's not a true island, but
It's like a sandbar.
Right.
It's a, you know.
Oh, a
it's-
sandbar, okay.
I mean, there's sand, there's coral, there's coconuts growing on there, but there's generally, if it's a big motu, there may be a couple homes on there or a hotel, but if it's a small motu, I mean, there's literally the whole, that eggshell I was telling you about around the island. Within the eggshell, there are these clumps of thicker motus there, these little islandettes. And so
it's just an easier way to keep them in mind. But it overnights in Bora Bora and overnights in Moorea. So there's time to explore both islands. And then it ends in Papeete. And then before the cruise, after the cruise, there are other islands to visit or spend more time in, like Moorea, like Bora Bora, or even Taha.
Yeah, that was a question that came up today. We were at the winery and, you know, people think 7 days, obviously it's a long way to go for 7 days. So I think they would like options on
And
either
that's
the
where the
front end.
pre and post comes in. We're right now staying, where we are right now is the St. Regis Bora Bora. So here's their wonderful bag that everybody gets in the room, St. Regis Bora Bora. And, but we stayed at the Hilton Moorea, which we love, and the Four Seasons. We were there a couple nights ago, the Four Seasons on Bora Bora, but there's other options as well. And because I know the island so well, I can certainly guide you if you want help with pre and post planning.
Yeah.
The other
but-
thing is the logistics coming here, you know, people, I think the internet does people a disservice coming to an area like French Polynesia. There's a lot of nuances to coming here, and that was even before COVID. And every trip that we make, we meet people that made mistakes, you know, and they regret making the mistake, like mistakes like I had a 12-hour layover, or I couldn't get into French Polynesia because my paperwork wasn't right. So this, by the way, is the picture of the Motu Mahana. So this is their picnic day. And you can see there's tons of stuff to do, from doing nothing and just lounging and being waited on, or going into the water. And it's just a lot of fun.
and some people will just stay on the ship and have a day at sea. So you don't have to get
Right.
out. There's no obligation to get off the boat.
Exactly.
But again, that's why you come here, is to enjoy the water.
And do you see the picnic at the bottom on the right?
Mm,
That's the
So
Motu
that's what
picnic.
you were talking about. Yeah, that's great. How fun is that?
Very fun.
So you just mentioned that a mistake is not having the proper paperwork. What is needed other than a passport?
Okay, so before COVID, basically all you needed was your passport. But now with COVID, French Polynesia has a COVID protocol. And, you know, I can go into detail with you, but to be honest with you, it will be changing by the time the cruise goes off.
It will,
So
yeah.
my best suggestion, if you really want an understanding, is to go on Air Tahiti Nui's website, but don't feel it's too daunting, you know, because there's step by step by step. And if you just do the steps, Don't fight the system. You'll be very successful. And
And-
again, though, what happens now in June will be completely different.
Completely
in
different.
January.
But you say to, even when it comes time next year, the Air Tahiti website, that's the place to look?
Air Tahiti Nui is just one source. It's
Or
a
travel
good
agent.
source, or you could always call me when
Yeah.
the time gets closer.
We'll talk to you, Mari.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm there for you.
No, we literally were in the airport from Morea to Bora Bora, and there was a woman that was
Fuming.
She was fuming.
Fuming.
She says, well, I had to rebook the trip twice because I didn't have my approval. from
We
the
can't
High
hear you
Minister."
very well, Jeff.
So she didn't have her paperwork from the High Minister. You have to have paperwork from the High Minister. You have to be approved to come into the country, and then you have to take the
Oh.
COVID. Because she didn't do it properly, she had to cancel her. She lost all her money on her tickets and had to rebook the tickets again and had to redo it. So I said, how much time? She said she spent over 25 hours just trying to fix all the problems because she didn't know what to do.
So that's where somebody that's knowledgeable will help you and save you so much time. Anyways, that's a plug for me because you just don't want to waste your time doing this. Okay, so French Polynesia, the things to do again, water, everything is water. I'm not a big water person. I'm not a big sun person. So I find my lovely place in the shade and I read and I'm in the most beautiful place in the world. Jeff's in the water. He's going, he's biking and he's snorkeling and he's yik-yakking with people. And that's his joy being here. It's just, you can make it your own. You can do as much as you want to do or nothing, whatever makes you happy.
And the shopping, what about the shopping? And the pearls.
Yep, shopping is all about pareos, which are those really pretty colorful pieces of cloth. Yeah, Jeff's gonna get one. Pearls, you can see my Tahitian pearls.
Oh,
My sad thing is that the woman that I bought my pearls from has closed her store because of COVID, which is very, very sad because she was somebody I really liked and trusted.
is it
so-
permanent, you think?
I don't know. I have an email into her, so hopefully I'll find out soon.
Hmm.
So I'm not quite sure where in the world she's went to because she's originally from France. So she
Oh.
could have gone back to France. But she was trained in Wisconsin. It was very interesting. Her English was perfect.
Oh.
Anyways, and vanilla. If you can bring people back real Tahitian vanilla beans, and they are expensive, but those are lovely gifts to bring people. That or t-shirts, those are just a feel. But this is a pareo, and this is where we got this for our granddaughter. It's just a piece of cloth, and women wear it as dresses. They use it as like around their bathing suit, like a cover up. They use it as on the sand. So for many, many uses and many, many ways to wear a pareo. So those make great gifts.
And they have all sorts of designs, although I think Mari was doing her hippie thing here.
Yeah, I was into my hippie thing,
It
but a
looks-
lot of
looks
them are
like
florals.
They're florals or tie dyes. They're
Yeah, I was into the tie dye. I thought my granddaughter would like tie dye. All right. So any questions?
Well, I
I'm
have
enjoying-
one. Well, first of all, Scott and Jana, the Tickle Me Pink is awesome. That's what we're enjoying.
Oh,
See?
good.
There we go.
Oh, well, cheers to you.
Yeah, there
And,
you go.
We
And-
buy it by the case.
Yeah, we do actually.
Oh,
We
thank
applaud
you.
I don't have wine right now, but I had a glass of 1869 with dinner.
Okay, that counts because that's excellent.
So Mari, how formal is it? Is it pretty much just shorts and t-shirts or?
During the daytime, it's really shorts, t-shirts, casual. In the evening, people, you're going to want not formal, anything like no sport coats, no formal dresses, but like, a summer, like a sundress would be very
Yeah.
appropriate for women. You're
Yeah.
always going to want,
maybe a collared shirt for
Yeah.
men at dinner.
yes.
But during the day, it's all, don't bring jeans, don't bring a sweater, don't bring a jacket. Just shorts, bathing suits, no socks, bring flip-flops. Just make
Yeah.
yourself super comfortable here.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's an easy way to travel. It's an easy way to be on a cruise because you really don't have to worry about the formality of stuff. People are very casual. And I think being casual, it makes them more open to talk to you. So you'll get to know other travelers that are in the same quote unquote boat as you, bad pun. But everybody will be in the same boat. Exactly.
A lot of Hawaiian
The same boat, in kind of a fun little, what am I
Bad
trying to
pun.
say?
Bad
Yeah,
pun.
pun, yeah, in the same boat.
So do you have any other questions though?
What about, we like to go snorkeling. Is it advisable to bring your own mask and snorkel, or do they have that on the ship? or what?
They have the mask and the snorkel, but we tend to bring our own mask and use their fins.
Yeah, I just bring
Okay.
my snorkel. COVID,
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
Yeah, well, that's just it, yeah.
By the way, French Polynesia itself, even before COVID, is an amazingly clean country. I remember the first time I was here and I had to use the public bathroom. It was pristine. They are always clean. And with COVID, all the major resorts and the Paul Gauguin, they're going out of their way. We were given wipies, we were given sprays. Everybody, all staff wears masks 24/7. As far as masking goes, while on property, if you're in a common area, you wear a mask. Otherwise, you don't wear a mask at all. Once you're seated for a meal, you can take your mask off. It's very safe, and it's really nice because they really want people that have been vaccinated, and you show proof of, and you take your tests. And so it's sort of freeing after we've been so confined. It's really a nice thing being able to know we're in a relatively COVID-free place. And the incidence of COVID here in French Polynesia was very, very, very low. They had a couple of cases back in April, so they shut the whole island, all of the island, all the country, they shut it all down for 6 weeks to deal with it. So I applaud them with how they've handled it.
Yeah, so it is, we were having a conversation with the general manager. He says, I don't know what's going to happen. He says, the next 2 months, I'm going to run out of Diet Coke. It's not, because it's not considered an essential thing. He says, how am I going to run my resort without Diet Coke? So I told Mara, I said, people, if you have a Jones for Diet Coke, you better bring your own.
I think things will change by
Hopefully
February.
they'll change.
And
Everything comes here by barge. They do fly some things in by air, but for 4 months they literally stopped all boats coming in and out of the islands.
Right.
Wow.
oh, well, it looks like you can get bananas anytime, right?
Anytime.
Bananas,
Yeah,
pineapple,
yeah,
coconuts.
coconuts. Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of that. So
Just
fish.
take them off the tree.
Yeah, they have
Yes.
wonderful fish here, by the way. And Jeff's not a fish person, but he eats nothing but fish here.
yeah, I eat a lot of fish here. I'm not a big fish person, but fish here is not fishy. It's
Right.
it's very tasty and it's good. It's really good.
That's just so nice and fresh.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, they literally pull out the pull out of the water and they serve
Right.
it that night. I mean, it's like
And that
it's amazing.
poisson crew I mentioned, I have that pretty much every day for lunch. So that's how lovely it is. So any other questions? Brian, Dorothy, you're pretty quiet over there.
They're happy.
They're on mute. They're on mute. Everybody's on mute.
Well, he put his thumbs up that.
Okay, great.
Well, Dorothy and Brian, it wouldn't be the same without you. I think you've been on most of our cruises, and this is very
I know.
different.
Sorry, we're at a bed and breakfast, and some people were checking in. It was very noisy, so we sort of muted ourselves. And
Oh, that's okay. But we want to make sure you got all the info that you need, and we hope you'll join us, because this, to me, this looks spectacular, and it's so different than our all of our river
Europe.
cruises in Europe. Let's do something different this time.
It's a completely different, unique experience.
I bet you're ready to get out of town.
How can you tell? Yes, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
I think we are. Karen and Gary are like jumping up and down, ready for the happy dance. Just get me on the airplane, right?
That's right.
Well, you got
Yeah,
that one, got
yeah.
that one right.
Actually,
Say, I do have a question, a couple questions. Actually, one of the things I noticed with great interest was that the times in each of the ports is very generous. I mean, certainly morning to evening. Now, on board ship, are you planning some wine seminars or other tastings perhaps, or other activities like that?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up there. And this is the fine time for Scott to disappear. Because yes, we absolutely, Scott,
Here he is.
if you've been on any of our other ones before, Scott does seminars. And so this is going to be a tricky one for you, huh, Scott?
Well, I think I'm not going to talk about the wines of Tahiti, but
But we've heard that there are
Good
wines of
choice. I
Tahiti.
just told
all the
Good
other ones
choice.
were through wine regions. So I talked about the wines of where we were at. But so it'll be more general. We'll have some game, some fun stuff to play, and just taste through our wines, of course, because we'll be bringing them in.
Oh, a paper. That's a novel thing.
You want to look at it?
Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you.
bring our own wines.
I take
So
it
you'll
that's probably
have-
going to be an evening activity.
I think there's a couple of winemaker dinners and a couple of speeches as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
The
Yeah.
other
What else?
question I had regarding dining on board ship is that open seating or assigned tables?
No, it's not signed at all. It's all open.
It's open.
Okay, all open seating. Okay.
And they do have,
Do they have more than one restaurant, or is
They
it
have
all one?
They have 3 dining venues. One is outdoors for sure, upstairs by the pool. The other one is the traditional dining room, and I'm blanking out on the other one. Yeah, I'm blanking out on that one. But that's what I remember.
And I
Can you
was
get
going
room
to,
service?
Yes.
I was going to mention that we did a Panama Canal cruise on board Princess Cruise's smallest ship, and that was about 600 people. And
Pacific Princess.
the
Yeah.
big difference you notice is you start recognizing people. You start
Isn't that
recognizing
nice?
other travelers on board the ship. Plus you get familiar with the ship in literally an hour or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that means you have to be on your best behavior.
It's just so much more fun on a small ship. We really,
Really
Yeah,
enjoyed
There's
it.
an
It was
There
much
is
more
an
intimate.
intimacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you.
And
Yeah,
you
there's no
can
fight-
make
no fighting.
lifelong friends. We have, that.
No fighting for lounge chairs.
Oh, yes. I hope that was on one of our ships, we were so mad about that. People would get up at, I think, 6 a.m. and put their towels on the chairs, and then
Right.
there's no place to sit.
Do you want to hear the nastiest story I have?
No.
Might as well.
So, well, along that line, we were on one of the larger ships. It was probably the last time we were on one of the larger ships in the Caribbean. We had our kids. There were a group of 28 of us. And this person every day would come, decide which are his chairs.
6 chairs.
Right. And he would take he had an artificial leg, and he would take it off and lay it over the chairs.
Oh,
So-
Oh,
no.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
So
our
no-
memory. You had towels. We had an artificial leg.
Wow.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
Anyways, no, you won't see that on the Paul Gauguin at all.
Well, I don't think you'd want to be on the ship, right? You're going to be on the beaches.
Correct. You're
But
gonna-
part of it is though, enjoying the ship, and the ship's
Uh-huh.
lovely. So I think it's a little bit of both,
And
because
Yeah, you mentioned about, you're in the port for a long time. So the ship does sail at night while you're eating or you're sleeping. But I mean, you can still go out on your balcony or on the upper ship's balconies and watch as the ship, moves through the islands. It's actually quite beautiful.
it is truly beautiful. Watch the sunsets, have your glass of wine. There's nothing better. It's just very, very beautiful.
Are there a lot of stars at night because you're away from cities? And
Well, you want to hear something funny?
A
We're
lot.
now in the southern hemisphere. So listen to this one. We talked about the time difference being 2 or 3 hours different, but we're actually closer to the United States than Hawaii because we're on the other side of the equator, but a little bit closer to the United States. And so the stars, when you look up,
They're all
they're all different than what
Yeah,
you're
you're not going
used
to
to.
see the stars you see in Napa.
You're not going to see the Big Dipper.
You're not gonna see Big
So you
Dipper.
see the Southern Cross?
Mhm.
Yeah, you can see the Southern
Yes.
Cross. At night here, if it's a cloudy night, but on a clear night, you see every
Yes.
star in the world. It's just
And
out there.
there
It's
just,
amazing.
there isn't a lot of lights, you know, we're not in a city. None of these islands are inhabited by, you know, tens of thousands of people. There just is not like that. So you really get there's no interference with other kind of lighting.
Yeah, Bora Bora has the biggest population. It's 11,000 people.
Oh,
So-
Bora Bora does, not Morea.
No,
Oh, I would have thought the Morea
Bora Bora
was
is-
the big one.
Bora Bora actually has doubled in size in the last 8 years. It was 5,000, now it's up to 11. There's
Things have changed.
Oh.
yeah, because there's more work here and there's the new hotels, and so
Exactly.
people have come from some of the other smaller outer islands to work here.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
that's interesting.
So what's the evening temperature? Does it drop at all? How do the temperatures run?
It can be like 72, 78. I tell women, please bring a light wrap,
Or
you know,
Pareo.
or not no, you wouldn't wear a pareo. You'd wear a sweater or pashmina, Jeff.
Okay, but it's never cold at
No.
night. It's never cold.
Yeah,
you need-
it's probably pretty steady year round, right?
It
It
is. It is. It's so close to the equator.
Yeah.
And
you're
what
gonna be
about-
going-
Sorry, go ahead.
going in February? So it's their actual, it's their summer.
Spring.
It's their summer. It's spring. So whatever,
Spring.
spring. Anyway, but the days are longer.
Yeah.
So you get more sunshine. You get more. The days are longer. We're here now, and it gets dark at like 5:30. It gets dark very early. But
Oh,
when you
wow.
go, it'll be light.
It's the opposite.
What about
Exactly.
rain?
It's funny, rain patterns have dramatically changed. For example, where we are right now, this is their dry season, but it's rained more, not like torrential rain, but it's rained more than many of our trips when we would go in their spring, when we would go in February, March, and April. So, you know, the time that you're going to be there is sort of at the end of their quote unquote rainy season, but it's never, for all the times that we had been here, there was only a day and a half that we experienced really bad rain. That was it. And all the times that we've been here,
Okay.
Hmm.
It's
not an issue.
yeah. It's a pot shot. It's a guess. I mean, you know, you'll get some rain and you may get no rain.
But it's like Hawaii, you know, the rain comes in, the rain leaves, it sometimes comes
Yeah.
back. Then it, you know, it's,
yeah. This morning it was raining for about an hour. It was all cloudy and misty, and we had to have a car take us to the dining-
Breakfast.
breakfast. But now it's been this way for like the last 7-8 hours. It's been just
really
sunny,
beautiful.
sunny and beautiful.
Well, we noticed that in Mexico, we honeymooned in or near Cancun back when Cancun was a white spot in the road. And it was like clockwork every day at 4 o'clock it rained. And it rained for half an hour and then it stopped and it was wonderful.
Right,
You
exactly.
practically set your watch by it.
There's no regularity with the rain, it like that. I know what you're talking about, but you know, it's sort of the rain breaks up the, you know, the sun and the heat. So there's different ways to look at it.
Yeah, and it's this you can't see behind, but the island behind us is very green and lush. It doesn't get green and lush without rain.
That's right.
And you can climb that mountain if you want.
There's 4x4 and
4x4 tours.
yeah, you
and-
go off-roading. There's tours that you would be escorted.
Oh, you can't just hike up it.
You would know that better than I know that
You
there
can
are.
hike up it. I did a hike up it on my elliptical on one of those tours, but there is a trail that goes to the top.
I'm sure that's exactly the same as doing it in person.
Right. It was pretty neat, actually, the trail going up.
Right,
Okay.
and the island of Maria has a very nice.
They have hiking trails.
They have hiking trails and a road.
Which
that goes
one?
up to-
Maria.
Maria. Well, I remember I was there years ago with my girlfriends and we took these, the little motor scooters around the island.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
fun.
You can do
Unfortunately,
that.
one of my friends crashed, but that's,
Whoops.
Ah,
she's,
Okay.
well, she's not going back.
No.
well, it was memorable. She didn't hurt herself. It was just
Right.
funny.
Morea is the heart-shaped island.
Yes. Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah, it is with the two bays. It's lovely. So, if anybody's interested, once we book the cruise, I'm happy to talk about the before, the after, the logistics. There, because it's a little complicated, not impossible or not daunting, but I don't want my clients making mistakes. I don't want my clients being lobsters from not wearing suntan lotion. So I have recommended packing lists and a whole bunch of things to prepare you for.
Cool. Can't wait. I'm ready to start packing, but we still have a ways to go.
Me too.
Right,
It'll be
Karen,
here before we know it, Karen.
Karen, my best suggestion is ride the summer sales. So if you want, wait till the summer sales come out and then start buying some pretty wonderful things for when you come here. Don't wait for Christmas because they won't be there. Ride the sales in the summer.
Oh, I
Okay,
look at the sales all year, so I'm good.
okay. I just want to make sure when they have summer clothes.
Yeah, no, I have a real good idea of, what you were talking about, what to wear and, just sort
Good,
of nice sundresses and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
just easy.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we
was
don't
just
have to-
yesterday with my friend Jenny, who's on here, and I really bought a lot of stuff already for her. Everything I was picking out. Oh, got a thing. Tahiti.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that makes it exciting.
yeah, it's fun.
Right.
It's you can have all kinds of fun stuff. Summer, it's nice summer clothes.
Right. So any
Okay.
other questions for us?
Well,
No?
you know where Mari is, if
Yeah.
if there are any more questions ever about everything, but we're excited as can be, and well, because this has been what I think we've had to change
This is our
the
third, yeah, it's our
third.
third.
This is the third,
rendition.
yeah.
It's the
Date.
COVID crazy,
Yeah.
right? Just the COVID crazy. Well, thank you
Well,
both for having us. We appreciate the opportunity to talk to your friends and your guests, your clients. Just if you have any questions, Scott and Janet can get you in touch with me and with Jeff. And we'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any travel questions whatsoever, give us a call.
Yeah. Well, this has
All right.
been great. And especially that there you are in Tahiti. How exciting is that?
I know it's-
So
I do Zoom calls all the time, and there's always a fake like Golden Gate Bridge behind them, and they're in like New York.
well, I have a fake
You mean
Bora
like- yeah,
Bora
like
behind
Janet?
me,
Good.
Yeah,
but
your
you
fake
have the
Bora
real
Bora.
thing.
Real thing. We got the Preo and the pearls to
Yeah.
show for it.
Oh, that's great. So we'll definitely
And
pass
we have-
this on.
We brought the rosé with us all the way from California.
Oh, well, you enjoy it. Yeah, rose day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, well, thank you guys so much in the middle of
Great.
your wonderful trip to Tahiti. And I wish you guys could be joining us in February.
Oh, and Scott,
Sorry,
it'll
we
be
have a
Tuesday.
conflict. I'm so sorry. We have a conflict then, but we will be there in spirit.
Okay. All
right.
right. Well,
All right. Well, bye, everybody.
Bye.
We
Okay.
would say,
Thank
the
you.
the word for hello is Yorana, and the word for goodbye is Maruru. So Maruru to everybody.
oh, good
All
to
right.
know.
Maru.
Okay.
Maru.
Bye. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye.